Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm going to talk about Reddit and how it looks like they're kind of screwed at this point. Reddit stock is dropping over 50% from its 52-week high, and part of the reason for that is Google's AI mode killing its traffic. Now, this is the opposite of what they probably thought was going to happen over at Reddit, because they signed a deal with Google to let Google use Reddit to train their AI. If I remember correctly, it was about a year and a half ago. And then after that, Google decided to roll out its own kind of very similar platform to Reddit, where they let you comment on pages and articles and stuff like that. It's basically built right into the search. Not everyone can see this yet. It's still in beta, but it's coming. Basically, you can mark up any page on the internet and comment like you would on Reddit. So that was kind of like strike two. And now strike three is they're cutting off the traffic to Reddit, if I understand this correctly. So now their stock is dropping. Let's talk about this, because this is not unique to Reddit at all. In fact, so many websites right now have been completely destroyed by Google's switch over to AI search, because really you don't need to even leave the Google search page anymore. Google gives you all the answers, and it doesn't really incentivize you to go to the website that they scraped from or sourced from. Sorry. You get it all in one place. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. It's a problem if you're a website owner. I know this because I am a website owner, and it's been a problem for us small fish for the last year or so. It's been a huge problem, and now it's going to hit mega sites like Reddit. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. News.clownfishtv.com. Get notified when we update. We got to play catch up over there. But we've got some plans. We got some plans, guys. So yeah, the internet's changing very, very quickly. And Reddit, for better or for worse, has been a cornerstone of the modern internet. And it looks like they're even going to get choked out by Google. I have to wonder how long until Google just says, hey, we'll just buy Reddit. If we can't buy it, we'll just run it into the ground or something. So we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to talk about how this affects the stock. This is actually coming from Business Insider. Google's AI mode could be bad news for Reddit. So Google launched a new AI search mode in the US, and it could impact Reddit's growth. Again, remember, they signed a deal with Google, and Reddit was, I believe, disproportionately boosted in the algorithm compared to the, I guess, quality of the source, right? Basically, any old Redditor could post something, and Google search would pick up on it, and it would become canonized, right? It would be the basis for AI answers. So people were getting very incorrect answers because it was all coming from Reddit. It was like user-sourced info. Reddit stock fell as analysts predicted a decline in traffic thanks to Google AI. Reddit said its most loyal users were the key to its business and is refining its own AI search engine. Oh, this is really interesting. So Google said last week they're rolling out a new search tool powered by AI, and they're calling it AI mode. Now, this has been in beta for a while. They've been testing it, and it's been destroying websites. I'm not even going to mince words. There's literally no reason to go to most websites now. And I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's been catastrophic if you are a site owner. Again, part of our business, not all of our business, but part of our business was we had multiple websites, and those sites, some of them performed consistently for over a decade, 15 years. And the traffic just fell off a cliff as soon as they rolled out this AI search, because why would you go to a website? Right? Google's going to give you all your answers all in one place. And that's the point, because they want to keep all the advertising money. But they said it's going to be bad news for Reddit. Reddit has grown significantly over the past year, thanks in large part to Google prioritizing Reddit links. There it is. Google prioritizing Reddit links in its search results, and because searchers are often looking for human input on an internet increasingly dominated by AI and automated bots. At Google I/O last week, the CEO Sundar Pichai described AI mode as a total overhaul of the company's search tool. AI mode will offer users a more conversational experience, basically just ChatGPT, right? And people are using ChatGPT and Grok for search now rather than the traditional list of links. That means Google can give a user information found on Reddit without that user ever having to visit the site. Well, why does it matter now? Why does it matter now? All these websites were destroyed. Mom and pop websites were destroyed and nobody cared. Very few mainstream media outlets covered that. I think CNBC, to their credit, I think covered it because there was a retro video game site and the guy he just started a family. He was doing it full time. He'd been doing it full time and they basically pulled the rug out from underneath him. But that's okay. That's all right. But oh my God, guys, Reddit's going to be hurting. So now we have to protest this. This change, again, this is a rolling change. This has been going on for at least a year, maybe a year and a half. And so many websites have gotten taken out by it. Why do you think all these sites are consolidating and collapsing into each other? Because the traffic is abysmal right now. It's terrible. Nobody's going to websites anymore. They're just parking it on Google and that's it. This will mostly affect Reddit's logged out users who are more casual visitors without their own accounts. Logged in users are Reddit's everyday fans. Much of Reddit's growth is with logged out users coming through Google search. Well, they're going to stick a knife in Reddit's back, multiple knives in Reddit's back. Again, it's not just this. I did another video a couple of weeks ago talking about how they're basically going to build a Reddit-like experience around search. They're going to build it around search, and you can basically comment on any search result or any page with this Google system. I think it was called like Google Discussion, something like that. Go watch the video on it. I mean, it's pretty interesting stuff, but they're basically going to bypass Reddit. Reddit agreed to let Google use it to train their own AI, and now they're going to use that AI to take out Reddit. And now Reddit's going to go start their own search engine. Very weird. Very weird. This is like web, what were we on? 3.0, 2.0? Highlander or something, right? On Monday, Reddit stock dropped 5% after Wells Fargo said it expected Reddit traffic to decrease as Google more aggressively implements AI features in search. It wasn't the first time that changes to Google search caused Reddit stock to fall. Shares of the company fell 15% in February after Huffman said in an earnings call the site saw traffic volatility in the fourth quarter after Google tweaked its search algorithm. Every website is getting pummeled by this. I mean, seriously, it's anymore. If you're a site owner, unless you've got a dedicated readership, like a newsletter or something like that, it's like, what is the point? Like, there really is no point because nobody's going to find your stuff, right? As long as you're using Google. I think eventually people are going to get tired of it being a Google world, because if you're depending on Google for everything and the answers are incorrect because they're sourced from incorrect sources and or there's bias at Google, well, then we have a problem, don't we? Well, algorithms are often shifting. Just ask a digital news organization. Wells Fargo said recent user disruptions on Reddit are likely permanent as search behavior changes in response to Google's AI advances. Reddit, however, said that logged in users who come to Reddit directly are the primary driver of the business. I don't know if I believe that, because it's also coming out that Reddit is full of bots. And I think that they're full of bots because they're trying very hard to maintain traffic numbers to get whatever financing or whatever deals they need. And I think what's going to happen with a lot of these websites, a lot of these news organizations, is they're going to make these deals with these AI companies because it's inevitable. The end is inevitable. I mean, you can wait it out and see what happens, but like this train is not going to slow down. So you basically make the money you can make while you can make it, and then you get off the tracks before you get run over. And that's why I think we're seeing all these legacy publications making these deals, and they're doing it because they know that they can't outrun progress, right? And that's the unfortunate truth. And like I said, we've been doing websites for a total of probably 20 years, at least 20 years, probably longer than that. I mean, I was hand coding websites, but as far as like actually running websites to make money off of, it's been about 20 years. And we saw everything get snapped within 3 months. I think it was like a 3-month period. Just like traffic took a huge hit. We're like, oh, maybe it'll be okay. And then next month it took another huge hit. I'm like, oh, hey, what is going on here? And then you'd start asking questions and people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. Our traffic's fine. And it turns out that no, their traffic's not fine. All these websites are getting sold off, consolidated. Websites or news sites, for the most part, I think are done. I mean, I would say if you can, pivot to a social media platform or pivot to a newsletter or something like that. But like actually having a standalone website, I think at this point is kind of suicidal. I mean, if you want the challenge of fighting Google, go for it. But it is a Google world. You don't have to like them, but it is a Google world. Okay, this comes from Reddit. This is their COO, Jem Wong, said a lot of our product work allows us to develop and consistently grow those logged in users, which are the bedrock of our impressions and inventory because of their very long engagement on Reddit. Yeah, and they don't want to pay for anything. They're going to have to start charging people for Reddit. They tried to charge for the API and there was so much wailing, so much screeching because the Reddit users, they don't want to pay for Reddit. It's not like X. X users will pay for X, most of them. The rest of them, they ran off to Blue Sky. And eventually Blue Sky is going to have to charge too. That's the new reality. Reddit also has its own AI search tool, Reddit Answers, which replies to searches with a list of relevant information found in posts on the site. Google is going to view that as competition, and they're going to try to snuff out Reddit or buy them or something. Huffman says he's confident that Reddit will hold its place on the internet because of the human interactions it provides. No, they're actually finding out that a lot of Reddit posts are generated by bots. I don't think as many people are using Reddit as Reddit would like you to believe. And then we have Reddit being cited as like one of the highest quality sources of information on the internet. And the people that are there, a lot of them are biased, batshit crazy activists. If they're not bots, they're mentally ill, and you're going to go to them for answers. I said, no doubt LLMs will evolve search on the internet. We all see that. It's awesome. He said in an earnings call. Yeah, right. Sometimes people will want the summarized, sterile answers, and we're even building this ourselves in Reddit Answers, but other times they want the subjective, authentic, messy, multiple viewpoints that Reddit provides. Would you like left, far left, or very far left? Pick your poison. I remember when Reddit was politically neutral, and it was basically the place you went to get answers about tech questions, mostly tech questions and nerd shit. Yeah, if you had a question about D&D or something, you could go to Reddit for answers. Star Trek, you could go to Reddit for answers because all those tech bros, they all knew this stuff. So in the same way, Reddit for the last decade has been an alternative to social media being performative and manicured, and Reddit being the opposite. Reddit communities and conversations will be an alternative to AI search answers. Will it? Will it really? I don't know. I'm not so sure about that because remember, at one point in time, AOL was the internet. At one point in time, MySpace was the internet, for most people. Every website has a time and a place, and it has its moment, and then that moment ends, dissipates. So I think we could be looking potentially at end stage Reddit. I don't know. I mean, I could see Reddit being useful as just basically just like forum software, and just like you install your own version of Reddit on a server somewhere and you run it if people are interested in that. But I think most people, if they're just looking for answers to questions, they're going to go Google. They're going to go Google, and Google's going to answer the questions, and that's going to be that, right? So there we go, guys. End stage Reddit, I believe. We're going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.